welcome to the newest episode of Book Birthday Party. So the month of March went ridiculously quickly, and that means that it is now April, and we have a ton more book releases to celebrate. I've managed to gather 83 book releases this month, and I'm still pretty certain that I've missed some off. I've gone through everything that I can possibly go through. I am going to link a blog called Shooting Stars Mag down in the description. They're a blog that I've been following for quite a while, and they had quite a few on their April-May releases list that I had missed even after like hours and hours of searching. So definitely check them out because they have their finger on the pulse when it comes to stuff like new releases. But without further ado, we will celebrate some book birthdays with you. We have some nice shiny new balloons because it was Sophia's birthday at the end of March, so our balloon supply was replenished by my mother. So nice happy birthday balloons to celebrate all of the books with. And we also have a lovely happy birthday banner, but that's slightly out of frame. So on the 1st of April, we have Dead or Alive by Derek Landy, which is the 14th book in the Skulduggery Pleasant series. Lies We Bury by Al Marr, The Murder Game by Carrie Doyle, and Sister Song by Lucy Holland. On the 6th of February, we have After Happily Ever After by Leslie A. Rasmussen, The Anti-Book by Raphael Simon, Anywhere For You by Adby Greaves, Arun Shah and the City of Gold by Roshani Chokshi, which is the 4th book in the Pandava series, Astrid Cecil by Natalie Standiford, Between the Bliss and Me by Lizzie Mason, Blessed Monsters by Emily A. Duncan, which is the 3rd and final book in the Something Dark and Holy trilogy, The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson, which is the 4th book in the Truly Devious series, The Drowning Kind by Jennifer McMahon, The Duke Undone by Joanna Lowell, which is the 1st book in a new romance trilogy that's coming out, First Become Ashes by K.M. Zapara, The Flip Side of Perfect by Liz Reinhardt, The Gilded Girl, which is Alyssa Coleman's debut novel, Goodbye Lark Lovejoy by Chris Klink, Hannah Khan Carries On by Uzma Jalaluddin, House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. Crystal Sutherland was the author of Our Chemical Hearts, which was one of my favourite books back when it was released, and I am so hyped for this book coming out. Like, the cover's giving me Wild Girls, like horrid vibes, and I'm just here for it. Hype. How Scammers, Grifters and Con Artists Are Taking Over the Internet and Why We Are Following by Gabrielle Bluestone. The Infinity Courts by Akemi Dawn Bowman, which is the 1st book in a new series. Instinct by Jason M. Hoff. I've never heard of Jason M. Hoff before, but he's been blurbed by P.S. Brown, and P.S. Brown said loved it, and I love P.S. Brown, so I'm going to be picking up this one. Kisses and Croissants by Anne-Sophie Johanneau. This seems like it's her English language debut. It looks like most of her other novels have been written in French. Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez, which is the 3rd book in the Friend Zone series. Mother May I by Jocelyn Jackson. My Epic Spring Breakup by Kristen Rockaway. Pride and Premeditation by Terza Price, which is the 1st book in a series which sounds like it's Regency murder mysteries, and I am really interested in that concept. The Sky Blues by Robbie Couch. Somewhere Between Bitter and Sweet by Loken Zia Kemp. The Sound Between the Notes by Barbara Lynn Probst. To Love and to Loathe by Martha Waters. That's the 2nd book in the Regency Vows series. Twice Shy by Sarah Hogle. You Love Me by Caroline Kepnes, which is the 3rd book in the You series, following You and Hidden Bodies. Zara Hussein Is Here by Sabina Khan. And Zoe Rosenthal Is Not Lawful Good by Nancy Verlin, which I love this title. I'm so interested in what this one's about. On the 13th of April, we have Cici Rios and the Desert of Souls by Kayla Rivera. This is a debut novel. The Chance to Fly by Ali Stroker and Stacey Davidovitz. Courage My Love by Kristen Beck, which is a debut historical fiction. I haven't got many historical fiction novels in this month, but I like the band that's called Courage My Love, so I thought I had to mention this one. 48 Grasshopper Estates by Sarah DeVol and Erica Mendina. This is the most adorable picture book cover that I think I've ever seen, so I'm definitely going to be trying to get hold of a copy of this one for Sophia and Ezra. The Light of the Midnight Stars by Raina Rossner, which is her 2nd novel following the Sisters of the Winterwood. Little Pieces of Me by Alison Hammer. Malice, which is Heather Walters' debut novel. Near the Bone by Christina Hendry. As far as I can see, this is Christina Hendry's 1st novel that isn't a retelling, because she does the Alyce retelling series. Very popular set of retellings, but I think this might be her 1st novel that isn't a retelling, so I'm interested in that. One Got Away by S.A. Lelchuk. This is the second book in the Nicky Griffin series. The Prison Healer by Lynette Nonny, which is another first book in a series. Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. Unity by Ellie Bang, which has been described as Mad Max meets Sense8 and just sounds like all sorts of interesting. Victory is Greater Than Death by Charlie Jane Anders, which, look how striking that cover is. That looks amazing. This is the first book in the Universal Expansion series. We then also have When the Stars Go Dark by Paula McLean, another book that has an absolutely stunning cover. As soon as I saw this cover, I was like, wow, like cover artists are stepping up their game at the moment. And last but not least, for the 13th, we have the Mary Shelley Club by Goldie Madavsky, which is being published as The Last Girl in the UK on April the 15th, which segues us nicely. There was only one more book I could find on April the 15th, and that's Sister Song by Lucy Huntsum, which I swear I've already mentioned further up. Is there two books called Sister Song being published this month, or is that a spelling mistake? Bear with me, because if there's two books called Sister Song being published by a Lucy in the same month, I will eat my sock. Sister Song by Lucy Hotland. No, that one's made up. So, The Last Girl is the only book I can actually find that's publishing on the 15th of April, but if you can find any more and let us know down in the comments, go ahead. Moving on to the 20th of April, we have At the End of the World Turn Left by Xana Slaw, The Crown of Gilded Flames by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is the third book in the From Blood and Ash series, but doesn't seem like it's the final one anymore because it looks like the series is extending from a trilogy. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't read any of them yet. We have Dustborn by Erin Bowman, who is the author of Vengeance Road. We have The Forest of Stolen Girls by June Her. We have Girl 11 by Amy Suter Clark. We have The Happiest Girl in the World by Elena Dillon. Her Three Lives by Kate Holahan. In Deeper Waters by F.T. Lukens. Kate in Waiting by Becky Albertalli, which I am so excited about. The Key to You and Me by J. Robin Brown. The Last Night in London by Karen White. The Last Watch, which was book 1 in the Divide series by J.S. Jews. Maggie Finds Her Muse by D. Ernst. My Ride or Die by Leslie Cohen. She Drives Me Crazy by Kelly Quinlan, which, that cover just gives me life. I love it. The Son of Mr. Suleiman by Eric Jerome Dickey. These Feathered Flames by Alexandra Overy, which is another debut. What's Not to Love by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Brocker. Where Secrets Lie by Eva V. Gibson, and Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart, which is her debut novel and is one of my most anticipated books of the year, so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on this one towards the end of the month. On the 27th of April, we have Anna K. Away by Jenny Lee, which is the sequel to Anna K. Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Statanto. Fugitive Telemetry by Martha Wells, which is the 6th book in the Murderbot Diaries series. Gilded Serpent by Daniel L. Jensen, which is the 3rd book in the Dark Shores series. Lycanthropy and Other Chronic Illnesses by Kristen O'Neill, which is a debut novel. And another debut novel, Meet Me in Another Life by Catriona Silvey. We then have The Music of Bees by Eileen Garvey. Rescue at Lakewell by Terry Lynn Johnson. Sea of Kings by Melissa Hope. The Seat Filler by Saria Wilson. And last, but definitely not least, Slingshot by Mercedes Hellwine. And that is 83 books! That's ridiculous. These are getting bigger every single month, and I haven't even really been able to find any children's books this month. Normally I get quite a few like junior fiction, middle grades, like really young children's books, but I just couldn't find any. I managed to find 48 Grasshopper Estates, but other than that one, who knows what's happening with children's books this month, but I will keep an eye out in the future and see if I can find any more for you throughout May. As always, I hope that you enjoyed this book birthday party. Reach out to the authors to celebrate their release days with them, because as you're probably aware, there's not really many literary events going on, particularly here in the UK. I know that there's nothing like that happening, so it would just be nice to celebrate these release days with these authors so that they don't feel sad or forgotten. I will link you down below. If I've got it prepared by now, I should have. I've opened up a bookshop.org page, which basically means that if you buy any of the books through my link, I'll get a 10% commission, and it will also send money to your local bookstore, so you can choose which bookstore it goes to, or it goes into a general pot that divides it down with all of the different bookshops that are on it. So if you are interested in any of these releases and you would like to check that out, that would mean an awful lot to me. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it, and if you would like to subscribe, we'd be super duper grateful. We post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, so we will see you in a couple of days when Sean will be taking over the channel once again with a book box battle for you, and we will see you then. Bye! Party. Slightly gentler.